I can't.
Hello everyone, hi, good evening, hello.
Hi guys.
I'm glad you're joining us. Tell us if you like Lisa's upgrades. She's been spending the whole day doing that.
Okay, Matthew, you can come here. Everything looks good on YouTube. Everything looks good on Facebook. Guys, let us know if everything is looking good.
If it's working, if you can hear us, if you can see us, if you don't like us, poo emoji, remember.
When she explains this, you have to click on the eyes.
Okay.
And you have to turn it off again after that. Okay. Okay. Just had to explain to Matthew how to do something.
And Lisa, we are in our Fabric8 shirts. Tell us if you like them. They are very soon going to be available. I just need to order stock of t-shirts. I don't have stock yet. But yes. Yeah, shoo pad. Shoo a lot.
Okay, so I just spent the entire day again doing a bunch of things for... Oh, I'm pretty sure there's some fuck about it anyway. I did a bunch of things for the stream again, so if you guys are just on Instagram, you guys should check us out on YouTube and on Facebook. We've done a whole bunch of things where you can see all the kinds of angles. We've got one just focused here and one focused
on the machine,
on the big area, and then Amanda's got the body cam. So to the people on YouTube, the body cam, and on Facebook, the body cam isn't gone. It is just some upgrades we've done, so while we do the introduction, that the body cam isn't there looking at nothing. So don't worry, you'll see it come back up soon. And then we're doing Easter theme.
It's Easter.
But yeah, welcome. If you guys are new, let us know in chat. If this is your first time here tonight, let us know. Matthew will call you out and we can say hi. But maybe you should explain to them.
Okay, who are we? I'm Amanda and this is Lisa, my daughter. Matthew, the boyfriend, is behind the camera and the computer at the moment. And we are from Fabric8, which is a creative supply store. And we are hoping to be your go-to place very soon, if not yet, for everything sewing, knitting, crochet, and later on crafting related. And Live Tuesdays.
Yes.
This is where you are at.
Welcome.
Live
You've
Tuesdays.
made it.
Woo! And Live Tuesdays, we normally spend about an hour doing a little bit of a tutorial, or I do a tutorial, sewing tutorial. And then after that, we have a question and answer section where you can ask me anything sewing. Actually, you can ask me... No, don't ask me anything. You can ask me anything sewing and craft related because I could find the answers or the products for you. We are expanding all the time, so please keep an eye on our new section on our website. That's where all the new products get loaded.
Cool. And Matthew, I hope Matthew successfully made two little thingies pop up on your screen. Matthew's giving me the thumbs up, so it might have happened.
Yes.
That's just difficult. It is happening.
Okay.
Matthew, is there any newbies joining us tonight?
Any newbies?
No,
Show your hands.
There's a lot of people. Lisa K, Bernice Bolton,
Hello,
and
Bernice.
Elisa Sipchi all saying that they love your shirts.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. And welcome. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And no newbies. No newbies tonight.
No, none
Must be the load
none on
shedding.
Facebook and YouTube, but I'll check on Instagram now.
Anyway.
Okay, so that's gonna be it. We're gonna start with our tutorial. This is the second section. If you missed last week, please go and look back at last week's. That's the start of this bag. I don't call it the Neverfull. It is a Neverfull, but anyone who knows Louis Vuitton knows that they make a bag called the Neverfull, and this is a exact reinterpretation, except that it's made with your own fabric. So we did this and the little inside pocket last week, and then also the lining, and today we're going to put it all together into a bag, and we are going to add the straps. So it's not going to be a very long one, and you will also see that it's got quite a significant pattern, which means I actually sold this pattern. It was selling ready, so it has all the pattern markings, it has everything you need. I have 3 or 4 patterns that I used to sell that I am now going to slowly work through. So next week's project's going to be very exciting. It's probably also going to take 2 weeks. A lot more work than this one. So we'll do at least two full tutorials on that. Yeah, exciting. Very nice. Very, 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 very nice. I'll see if I can get the pattern done a little bit earlier.
So you can follow along and make notes.
So no, not just that, also so you can get some supplies if you need.
If you guys, if you've been here before, you know we always give away the patterns for free for all of the tutorials we do. So you can go and grab this pattern at www.fabric8.co.za/live-tuesdays, or if you're on Instagram, click the link in our bio and it will take you to a page that will take you there.
There's also
it is on the screen on YouTube and on Facebook, so check out that, but I'll also post it in chat for you guys. We've also got a whole bunch of WhatsApp groups, all sewing themed. We've got a Fabric8 Updates WhatsApp group. We're only Fabric8 posts, so you don't have to worry about a bunch of people spamming. But we've also got a general sewing chat group. We've got 2 of them. I think the one has maybe 1 or 2 spots left still if you're looking for a really big group. Or if you're looking for something smaller, we've got another group. And then we also have a sewing but in Afrikaans chat group as well. It's like share your projects,
guys,
see other people's projects, super motivating,
yes,
encouraging, get tips and tricks, share patterns and resources and things like that. So it's super useful.
Patterns that you are allowed to share.
Super useful if you are wanting to get into the South African sewing community a bit, because that's what we've been trying to expand here, because it doesn't really exist. So,
but it's also quite a friendly group. I find that people are very helpful, very extremely. I'm very impressed. I've learned things on the group, and I've been sewing for 40 years. So trust me, it's worth it. It's if you're struggling to find something, if you can't, there's always someone who knows where you can get it.
And if you're looking for those WhatsApp groups, you can go to www.fabric8 with the number 8.co.za/insta-link, or the Instagram people, click the link in our bio. It is there, and you'll find a link to every group that I just spoke about. They're all there, and they all work. I double checked them, so they all work, and you can join all of them. And I also checked earlier today that the big group does have like 1 or 2 spots. So if you're quick, you can get in on the big group.
Yeah.
But the other group will grow.
Yeah.
It will grow.
And guys, we've had many people ask on the groups if they can how to add friends. If you just give us the cell phone number, we can add them.
Or you can tell them to go to www.fabric8.co.za/insta-link, and they can join themselves.
Yeah, and we do monitor the group. We do sometimes get spam, but we do monitor, and we if you step over the line, you get an instant message as soon as we see it, obviously, and we give you a few hours, and So we do not allow spam. We obviously do not allow any advertising that's not ours.
Secondhand.
Yes.
We allow
but secondhand, if you have a machine or any products that you want to sell, that's cool. No problems.
Yes. So anyway, here it is again, www.fabric8.co.za/live-tuesdays or www.fabric8.co.za/live www.fabric8.co.za/insta-link for the WhatsApp groups and for all our socials and all the magical things. They're all there. And we've got a body cam now, which is very cool.
It's not so easy with the bunny ears.
But you wanted to show up the t-shirt first.
Yeah, I don't want to put it on because then you guys can't see our cool t-shirts. So yeah, I'm getting ready, obviously, to go body surfing. So you guys can get ready with your bags, and we are going to start the tutorial as I said.
Wait, before we start the tutorial, Matthew says we've got a whole bunch of newbies that joined us today, so we want to give you a shout out.
Okay.
Yes. We've got Lucille Doon on YouTube, that is new.
Welcome, Lucille. Thank
Hello,
you for tuning in.
Hello, Lucille.
And then we've got Madeline Meyer-Coetzee.
Hello, Madeline.
Hello, Madeline.
And Joanne Hilda, I think is new. It's not 100% clear.
Joanne Hilda. Welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, we do this every Tuesday at 7 p.m. So if you missed out on last week's tutorial and you're seeing our half-made bag, you can go watch that right after this live stream.
Yes.
We also do the general question and answer session at the end. So if you have unrelated questions, save them and we will answer them at the end. We'll ask them out loud for Amanda because I sit here on this side monitoring all the chats and Matthew sits there on that side monitoring Instagram. So we're in chat and at your beck and call.
Yeah, and I do realize that this is not extremely flattering, but this is how it goes.
Okay, good
So,
luck, enjoy.
Lisa's gonna go and she's gonna put that body cam on. My bustier. My bustier.
Okay guys, so also let us know if you are hearing the little bit of background music and let us know if you think it's too soft or too loud because it's our first time, so yeah. And here we go, body cam on.
And keep telling us if you like what we've done with the stream.
Yes. Okay, I see there's a little bit of a problem with the body cam, but I will fix it as we go along so we can get started.
Okay, so last week we worked on, as I said before, we worked on the bag, which is completely quilted. I was going to turn it out so that you that haven't been here can see what we did and then follow that and go and look at that. As I said, the patterns are all free. And guys, you got to get in on it because the patterns aren't going to stay free forever. So basically what we did is we quilted this outside of the bag and sewed it, and today we are going to, sorry for I'm so in your face on the body cam, we are going to do the next step. All right,
Amanda, can you show me where's the middle of the body cam quick? Just like, okay, thank you.
with my nail there.
Yes, got it.
Okay. All right. So obviously this, as I said, the pattern that is on the website is where you finish this bag with just putting this inside, putting the little bag inside, and then giving it a bias binding edging at the top. Now I am going to show you a way of finishing the bag without the bias binding top. Okay, so now, I always said this in class, I need you guys to suspend all reality. Nothing is going to look right. Some of you is going to think like, what is she doing? That's very stupid. But just wait till the end. Okay, so we need this lining. We want with the outside, the ugly side outside and the pretty side inside. Okay, all right. Now the first thing we need to do, let me just take off my watch and put on my wrist pin cushion. Okay, so we need to find the center by putting the two side seams on each other. We are going to just mark that. The marking is on the pattern, but I was lazy and I didn't make them, so I have to just get it afterwards. So I'm going to get the two centers. All right, because last week Lisa, is the body cam working? Because I can't see anything.
Nope, it's working. Right. Oh, well, I don't know. I can't see what you're doing. You're holding it too high.
Yeah, but that's not a problem. This is still big work. Okay, so what I've done is I put the two, let me show you on the body cam. I put oh, sorry. The two side seams on top of each other.
Hold lower than you think. I think point your body cam slightly upwards more.
How's that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I put the two side seams right on top of each other and then mark the center there, and the same on the other side. Okay, and if you remember from last week, we actually marked the same, can you see, center there and center there, and then we have the two side seams. So we're going to use that to make it all line up and match up. All right, so now, as I said, we have the lining with the right side, the pretty side, inside. Okay, now what do we need to do? We need to take our little bag, and again, there is a marking on the pattern. If you lose the marking, this is how you find it. You just fold it double at the top, and again, we are marking the center. Just marking the center of this little bag, all right? Then we're going to go on the inside, which is the right side of the lining. If you look at that, you'll see we are now just lining up those two centers. I'm going to take one pin out, and we are going to just pin that bag to the outside or the inside of our lining. Just so that it's nice and centered, like that, and like that. Okay, so if you look at it now, if I can show you, I'm going to try and do a body cam to the floor, but if you see that bag now, can you see? The little bag is hanging on the inside of the bag, of the lining. Okay, and now we're going to take this one right side out, so opposite to the lining, and we are gonna, I normally just do this, and we are putting it inside this bag. Okay, and we are putting it inside, and again we are just gonna go, because remember when we sew right side to right side. This is very difficult to show on the body cam because this, so I'm just gonna pin the two centers here together, and I'm actually pinning, what I call sandwiching the little bag in between the two bigger bags. Then I'm going to go to the side seams, and I'm going to neatly line them up and pin that, and I'm going to go to the other side seam. Guys, I hope I'm trying with this body cam. This bag stands up, and I'm going to pin the other side seam. So now what we've done is we've done the 2/4 like here and the 2/4 here. So now all you need to do is we are going to pin right around the top of the two bags together, all the way around. Okay? And yes, you don't need to pin it, but I pin because I would rather know now that the two sections don't fit than sewing the two sections and suddenly figuring out they don't fit. So I'm just pinning right round, and as I said, we are sandwiching that little bag in between these two other bags. Do that. Last one here. Okay, and last bit over here. Pin. And another one here. And one more. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to show you upright now. If you look at it, we have the outside, the ugly. Can you see that the ugly side of the lining showing? And on the inside, we have the ugly side of the bag showing. Alright, so what you're going to do now is where as I said, suspending your, don't think, just do what I say. Do as I say, and do as I do. Do all of it, like me. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to just sew right around the bag, all the way around. Yes, all the way around. This is where the people who know what they're doing will know what's going to happen, and the people who don't is going to think like, what is she doing? Just stick with me, and I will make you famous. Okay, so I'm going to just start here. Okay, come on, can we start? Thank you. Oh, gotta take the pins out. Alright, so I'm just sewing at 1 centimeter. This whole pattern is at 1 centimeter, all its seam allowances. So please set your machine up know where 1 centimeter is. If you sew some things at 1 centimeter and some of it not, your bag is not going to actually work out. Okay, so where the thick part is, remember to open up your seams. So I always say flip them both open, because that is how we debulk, by flipping the 2 seams open. If they are closed seams, they actually make a thicker bit. When you get to the little bag, you'll see that you're also definitely going to go a little bit thicker. It's a little bit thicker and a little bit more difficult to manage.
Bianca says don't sew over the pins, it breaks needles.
I don't sew over pins, ever. Oh, this is... Okay, let's see what's happening. There we go, I'm done with the little bag. That's always a little bit thicker there, because now we have extra bulk. Okay, and again we're getting to our open seams. We're flapping them both open so that they are less bulky. And last bit coming up. This is in the way. Okay, so let's see if people realize what I've just done. Who on the...
Can we just pause for 1 second? We just have gotten a whole bunch of new viewers.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
mind just explaining what we're doing and what Live Tuesdays is?
All right, great stuff. I will do that. Live Tuesdays, that's where you are at right now. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you've never been here before, I'm Amanda. My daughter Lisa is in the small picture on the bottom of your screen. And we are the owners of a company called Fabric8. We're a creative supply store, and this is Live Tuesdays. And every Tuesday evening at 7, we do a live tutorial from exactly 7, not like tonight when I unplugged the computer by accident, but from 7 o'clock. And we do a tutorial of a pattern that we supply for free.
For free, and it's right there on your screen.
Yeah.
The link.
And we do a tutorial for about an hour, and then that's normally till about 8. And then after that, we do a general Q&A where you can ask me, I'm not going to say anything, but anything sewing related, and even some other crafts. I've done many things in my life, but and then any questions, I will get you the answer if I don't have the answer. But I am very glad to see you here, and I'm happy that you are here. And we are actually busy with a tutorial of a Neverfull Bag, which you will now only see half of being made, because the previous week is when we started this project.
But no stresses, it's all saved on Facebook, YouTube, and on Instagram. So whichever platform you're tuning in from, we got you. It's saved. Scroll back, you'll find it.
Okay, anyone here comment? And I said that something's gonna not make sense to some people. What is it that I've just done? What is not looking right? Okay, so shall I show you? You have just managed, as I always say to my students, to make a very ugly thing that looks like, I don't know, a pillowcase. Can you see it? So how do I turn this out inside out? Anyone out there? Come on, let's get some participation. Tell me how I'm going to turn this. There's no hole. It's all closed up.
Well, you have to wait 30 seconds delay.
Yeah, no, I will. And the person who gives me the actual term for what we're going to do now gets 10 points.
10 points.
10 points. And I'm going to take a sip of coffee while you think about it.
10 points to the Harry Potter house of your choosing.
Matthew, are you checking Instagram?
Yes.
Anyone?
Just lots of people on Instagram saying
I
that
don't
they love
know.
the updates.
Man, who is the person who angry reacted to our Facebook video? Why are you angry?
It's probably,
I appreciate
it's
the
probably-
engagement, but why are you so angry?
it's probably someone my age that don't know what the bloody emojis mean. I'm just picking a face.
Okay, we
they're
have
just so
some.
excited that they're red in the face.
They're so excited.
Yeah.
Madeline Meyer on Facebook says you have to be a hole in your inner part to turn it, and Vanessa says fold the stripped fabric back over.
The first person is right. I do
And
not.
Ursula says burrito method.
Well, I've never heard of that method. But the first person is right. Priscilla might be right. Ursula, sorry, might be right. The second person, I don't know what I'm folding back. Okay, so yes, we have made a closed pillow with the ugly side outside. And what we are going to do now is look, see how we find our tools with the body cam. What is this called? This is a nasty little sucker, but we are actually going to use it. Okay, so this is called, listen, bagging a lining. So even if you make clothes or jackets or anything that has a lining, this is the method. It's called bagging a lining. So what you would do in clothing is you would actually leave a hole. But I find that it's far easier to pick a hole afterwards than deciding and remembering to leave the hole. So I just sew everything and then I go.
Ash says it's a seam ripper.
It's a seam ripper! Ash, 10 points!
To Gryffindor.
Yes.
You don't even get to pick. It's just going to Gryffindor like it always does.
Okay, so what I normally...
Any Harry Potter fans?
Well, I'm not one. I'm not one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the hole in the lining. Why? Because the reason we are bagging this lining instead of doing what the pattern shows you to do, which is putting a bias binding at the top, is we want to make it look like it wasn't homemade, like you bought it somewhere. So nobody must see our workings, how we work. When you do bias binding, it's very difficult to get it perfect and people can see that it's been sewn. While at this method, you'll see afterwards, you can't say where we went in and went out. So I always take on the long side of the lining at the bottom, and depending on how thick my quilting is, which is quite thick on this one, I would say make a 10 centimeter hole. Okay, so you're just going to make a hole, 10 centimeter hole.
Bianca Patterson said it's a flip and tuck.
Is that what you call it? Okay, I've never heard that, but
I believe you.
I believe you. It feels, yeah, we're going to flip now and we're going to tuck. Okay, so I've now, can you see, I'm done in the, can you see it's the bottom of the lining,
I think
the
Instagram
bottom,
issues.
okay, and I made a hole. And what I'm going to do now is, firstly, I'm going to roll this thing up because this is always difficult to get through the hole. And I am going to try, and doesn't matter if your hole gets bigger in the process because you're like ripping it a little bit, because you are going to fix it later. I can hear it. I can hear it extending my hole. I'm so sorry. Keep swallowing wrong.
Guys, just very briefly, while Amanda is doing that, welcome to our new followers, our new viewers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll give you a quick summary of what we do. We are Fabric8, an online creative marketplace for all things sewing, knitting, and craft in South Africa. So if you need anything sewing, knitting, and craft, and crochet, and embroidery, and you can check out Fabric, www.fabric8.co.za.
Not N-O-8. Just the
Fabric8. And you can go check out all the lovely goodies we have. We have over 1,500 products. This is Live Tuesdays. Welcome, you found us. It's probably because my dad shared it to a bunch of groups just now. Welcome, welcome. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. we approach a new sewing pattern together, and Amanda demonstrates it on the live stream, and she answers questions you might have about the pattern. She also draws out the pattern for you and makes it all nice and pretty with a bunch of instructions, and you can download that for free at www.fabric8.co.za/live-tuesdays, and that's the link that you see on your screen. And this week we are making a Neverfull bag, and we spent last week making this bag as well, so we're just finishing it up, and next week we'll start a new project. But if you missed out on last week, then you can go check out on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube for the video, because we save it everywhere. But welcome, thank you for joining. Say hi in the chat if we haven't seen you before.
Especially if you're new. Let us know you're new. Say this newbie.
Zelda
Newbie here.
Zelda says you're birthing the bag.
I am. It's like, yeah, you know. Yes. Okay, so now I've turned it all pretty side out. And before I even go further, I just close up the seam again. Now, lots of people will go, oh, but do I have to like hand sew that now? Well, you know, if you're pedantic, you are welcome to. I would never. That's too much work. Because if you go and actually physically look in bags, I'm not talking about Louis Vuitton bags, né? I'm talking about normal handbags we buy. Then you will find this little defect on the inside of the lining always. And if you go look at all your lined jackets, you will find this little defect normally within one of the sleeves. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm just, from before, you can see there's my little threads from where I stopped. From before that, I'm going to sew, and I'm going to make sure that I actually sew completely past the hole. If you can see it here, these two needs to be completely, perfectly on top of each other. Okay, so now all we're going to do is we're going to go and do a edge stitch. It's about, it doesn't really matter, but I mean, it doesn't help you go sew it there, because then you're not actually closing the hole. So it's about 2-3 mil from the edge. Okay, and obviously I always repeat myself on this, I sew with not the perfect color thread, so you guys can actually see where I'm sewing. Otherwise, if I take a thread that matches so perfectly, you guys can't actually see where I've sewn. This is an extremely stretchy fabric I'm working with, so you can see how I give it a, you'll see that I never pull just on one side. If I'm pulling to get it to sort of fit into each other, I will pull from the front and the back without interfering with the actual walking of the machine. Okay, so now that's done, and you will see it because I've sewn it. Can you see it's with the blue thread? All right. And that's going to be on the inside of your bag. So you're going to sew it quickly, put it inside, all right? You're going to swing your little bag in, all right? And then, like previously, we are going to do what is called finger ironing. So what I'm going to do is I am going to roll this out, and I'm trying to get it in the, I can't see this. Let me see. This thing goes dead on me every. Okay, so if you see, you don't want that inside to show, can you see it? On the outside, okay? So you're gonna over roll a little bit so that the outside rather shows on the inside of the bag than on the outside. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm trying to work low so you can see it. So I'm just turning it and rolling it. Probably now that I'm doing this, I believe we could have cut, you know, when we sewed this, we could have cut a little bit of the thick part seam allowance away, just to make the rolling easier, and also to make the fabric we're gonna have to sew through a little bit thinner because this is going to be quite thick now. Okay, I'm still pinning around. Alright, and when I get to this bag, I'm going to that's going to be very thick. Okay, around there, pinning, making sure that the stripies are the only thing. I need to move this thing up like that. There you go. Pinning. Guys, bear with us. This is a big learning curve for all of us. We are trying to make the live as user-friendly as possible. But we are, yeah. If you're working with quite thick fabric like I am, just feeling it now, I think one should have cut a little bit away on the inside. I mean, I'm fine with sewing this, but for yourself, I would actually cut away some of the thicker fabric so that it's thinner when you're actually sewing it. But we shall just push the brother to the brink. Okay.
Remember about the stitch cam, hey? You're neglecting the stitch
cam is for here.
Yes, but it's also closer.
Oh yeah.
With
Okay.
better quality.
Yeah. Okay, so now we are just gonna again, you see that I've taken my little box off. It makes the machine a free arm machine, so you can pass things through the bottom of it, see? Okay, and I always start, I don't know why, but I always start on this is very thick, the side seam, so that if there is a little bit of a mark because we double stitched, that it actually just is on the side seam, not on the pretty side or the, you know, the front side of my bag.
Guys, how aesthetic is that stitch cam? We're not here for sewing, we're here for the aesthetics.
So guys, just a reminder, I mean, I am working on a brand new machine, and still, can you see when I go over the thicker bits, it's not, it's happy, it's happy, something's not right, yeah, it's happy, okay, I still, when I go over the thick bits, I will slow down, okay, even, this is not an industrial machine. An industrial machine would sew this with ease. Okay, you wouldn't have to worry about it, but this isn't. It's a domestic machine. It doesn't really matter if it's the best or the most expensive, even if it's the cheapest one. When you get this, I can feel is a very thick piece, so I'm going to just go over it slightly slower so that I give my machine time, because what happens sometimes is if you go over a really thick piece and you're sewing too fast, you actually, it would have sewn it, but you're just making it more difficult for the machine. So give it time, be patient. See, here we go. Can you see how thick this bit is? Now, I'm not going to just go running over it, because I know I need to, I'm asking very nicely to not freak out on me, the machine. There we go. And here we're down to the normal thickness. It's still thick, and I've got to be honest with you guys, I am very surprised. This machine is working like a dream. This is the first time that I'm actually sewing this thick on this machine. This is a Brother F420. It's an awesome machine, really is. This has been my dream machine for 2 or 3 years. And I love it. It really is so cool.
Guys, give Matthew a shout out for going mobile on Instagram. What a badass.
Okay, here we go. And I'm getting to the thick part again, and I know I'm going to reverse. So I'm just slowing down. There we go. And check this out. No bias binding. Perfection. Absolute perfection. Can I show you close up? Look at that. Have you ever seen a machine sew that well? I am very impressed. And I want to show you how thick it actually is.
𝐓𝐈𝐿
Look,
on...
if you look next to my, it's thicker than my quick unpick.
Where are you showing that?
On this camera? No? You
No,
can
you
show
were
it
not.
on this camera? I will show you at the end.
Lower.
There's the thickest part. Look.
There we go.
See, it's thicker than my actual quick unpick. I can show, let's do the body cam.
𝐓𝐈𝐈𝐿 on Instagram says, I think you should stick to some compensating plates for those thick layers.
Stock. She needs to stock some
Stock.
compensating
I'm
plates.
trying to find them.
Oh.
I know about them. I actually find them quite irritating myself, so I don't use them. I think they interfere with my work process. I find that if a machine can sew much thicker than you think if you are patient. If you're pulling and pushing and running it through thick fabric, no plate is going to save it. It actually works perfectly. It didn't even change the stitch length. So it did really well. Okay. So now,
Pot Full of Ego on YouTube says, remember to use that mini iron on the top fold just for the urge.
yeah, yes, you can. I normally do, but as I said, this is quite thick, and what I normally would do is I would actually sew this and clapper it. But because this is so thick, I quite like that sort of, can you see it? It gives it a bulky edge, the rounded bulky edge. But I would always iron that, yes.
We're getting a few stunning and beautifuls and
okay.
Amazing.
All right, so now let me give you a tip about how do we put on straps and where do we put on straps. Okay, so the pattern obviously has markings, but if you're like me, you are not a size 6 and you like to actually have slightly longer straps, or you actually like shorter straps, that's also up to you. So what my criteria on a bag is that if these straps are attached, that I could actually do this. Okay, I do not like those bags where I have to do that. I want to pick it up, so I always just, this is now cut to length already, but I would put my straps on just as a tester. This is not where it's gonna go, and then I do this. Can you see? My allen bow.
Your allen bow.
So that my allen bow just goes in there.
What is it? Elbow.
I know. Okay. All right. So that's how I do it. The other thing you need to remember is I'm going to show you. If you go too far out with your straps, this is very interesting. You have to, okay, if you go too far out with your straps, can you guys see what happens? The bag bulges there, okay? If you go too in, the bag folds. So my thing is, I have a specific way of doing it, but I normally take, that is sort of the width of my bag, all right? So I want to show you, if I put it more or less, because I'm going to measure this before we do it, but if I put it more or less like I like it, you will see that the bag hangs flat. Can you see? Flat next to you, so it doesn't do a bulge there. All right. Okay. So how, as I said, the pattern has markings on it. So you are just going to use those markings, and I am going to just quickly do a, because I don't even know where the pattern is now. I'm just going to go find the middle. There we go. And many people have asked me, why don't you put the straps in when you do the top? You are welcome to do it, but because this is inspired by a Louis Vuitton Neverfull bag, the Louis Vuitton Neverfull actually has these little straps on the outside, and I will tell you why now.
To everyone who hasn't noticed, on YouTube we have a poll going on whether or not to keep the background music. If you can't hear the background music, turn it all the way up because it is quite soft. And please go vote on our poll. And while I'm at it, please leave us a like. It helps our little business grow, and it helps us keep doing these tutorials for free for you guys. It just boosts us a little bit in the algorithm on YouTube or on Facebook or on Instagram, and then more people like you can find us and make our sewing community a little bit bigger.
Okay, so once you've got the one side of the bag straps, you can use that side to get the other side exactly the same. And I'm going to actually make the straps go the same color. Alright, I'm going to show you now why I like putting the straps on the outside. Because obviously the original has it like that. Alright.
I think you want to tilt your body cam slightly
up again.
Yeah.
Keeps going. I don't know. No. Okay. So now I've done that, but I want to show you on the inside. Can you see this little pocket? Can you see that? If you were wondering why that bit is there, it's because we are going to sew through these straps. So that is specifically designed for it. So get this nice and pretty. Okay. So now we're just going to do the straps, and I am going to give you, I get many people who go, okay, are we doing that one where we do a square and then we do the cross in the middle? You don't need to do that if this is just going to be a beach bag or a handbag. If you're going to be carrying Coke bottles, like 6 liters of Coke,
like me, or like 6,000 books,
or whatever, then I would suggest that you do the square and the cross through. All right, but this is just a bag, and I find that the square is by far good enough. I've never actually had a bag break on me. I do use that when I do strapping on backpacks, and I want you guys, can you see with the cam? Now it's too high again. Okay, so I am going to, because we've already got can you see we already have this line? So I'm just going to match up my top line to that. So I just need to take that, and I'm going to start. Okay. And I'm just going on that. And the most important part is that you actually just stay on the strapping. Don't sew off it, and don't go too far from the edge also. So we are just going square around, and now the bag's in the way. There we go. And it becomes a little bit difficult here on this side. Just have to be sure that everything is not under your needle. All right. Nothing is there. We're going square. All right. These guys, remember, I sew with this different color. I know there's a better color for this, but
it's so that you guys can see it easily.
yeah. No, I assume on this rainbow, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm not going to sew all 4 of them. I'll finish this up tomorrow. But if you look at that, and if you clean it up, can you see? There. That is as much as you need. Just want to show you guys. Can you see at least? The square. All right. And that is our bag. Not done, obviously.
I don't know. That was very weird. There's something weird that just happened to that camera, but it's okay. We move on.
We're almost done with this camera, so it's cool. Okay, so that's the bag. Come on, guys. How cool is that?
What do you think? Let us know in chat. What do you think? Are you gonna give this? Are you gonna give this a try? Have you already started trying? I know there's a couple of people in our WhatsApp groups that have already started sewing this bag, but let us know in chat. And yeah, this is quite a short tutorial today.
It's not short. It's 8.
Is that not short?
No, it's 8. Okay, you're gonna switch off the body cam, guys.
Okay, now, goodbye to the body cam.
Bye.
Look at that smooth transition. Oh, well done me.
Okay, guys, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, I'm gonna unstrap myself here.
Okay,
This
it's
strap on
time
is
for
really not
our
comfortable.
general question and answer session. So look at that little tag going up at the top of the screen. Let us know if you have any questions about this project or about anything sewing or anything Fabric8 or anything, pretty much anything. We are here to entertain you.
Guys,
Oh, you know what we can add? We can add another camera that's focused on Matthew. Just for the question and answer session. So when the body cam goes away, there's a camera that pops up that shows Matthew.
Matt Cam.
The Matt cam.
Okay, well, I am awaiting your questions, and while I am, I just want to say to those people out there who know about our professional pressing tools that we are working on, and just want to show you our new theme. Can everyone see this? This is our new theme, and it also comes in another colorway that goes like that.
This is called Lisa's theme.
Yeah, this is Lisa's theme. So that is the matching. So you can choose either the iron board in this or the iron board in that, and then the ham has those two colors. So the hams are on the website, and I know that it's sold because Lynn, customer of the year,
Already has one.
already has hers. And I'm sure if she's here,
I don't know.
she
Yes,
might
yeah.
say something about that.
She's here to ask some questions.
Because she bought, she's bought this, and she bought the ham, this that matches. And as we speak, because I am so tired of telling stories, but this, as we speak, Courier Guy has picked up the mini iron boards. But there's flooding in KZN, so we got a notice that deliveries could take up to 96 hours. I don't even know how many days that is. It's too many. 4 days. So I don't know. Hopefully I have it tomorrow. When I have it tomorrow, as soon as I've worked out the pattern for the cover and everything, it'll be on the website.
Lynn says she's loving her Maria ironing board. It's so handy she keeps it next to her sewing machine.
But Lynn, tell the people, have you used your big ironing board since you've got this one? Okay, if you're making clothes, maybe. But I mean, if you're working on projects like this is, I don't even have an ironing board in this room at the moment. Or a big iron. They're all packed away. Because I use
can
this.
attest to that. Look, there's not even one here behind me. This room isn't that big.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't use it anymore because I don't sew dresses. Now, if I'm sewing a big wedding dress, I'm definitely not ironing with this little thing on this little board. But for most other projects, especially if you're making bags and little things, it is just so freaking handy. I am impressed, and I actually made them. So I should be going, no, they're not so great because I made them myself. They're fucking awesome. Excuse my language.
good. That's awesome. Yay.
It's PG-13. You get one per movie.
Oh no, and you know that Facebook gives us subtitles as we go along. So Facebook
Serious?
Yeah.
Did it say F?
I didn't see it.
Oh, geez.
No,
I'm
it
so
says
sorry.
stars. They are star. Awesome.
Oh, they knew it. They identified it. Wow, that's impressive.
Oh no, that cannot be good.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Is it not allowed? Why?
I've
watched many things and people swear.
We are a PG-13.
No, it says
channel.
not for kids.
No, that's not the
On
same
YouTube.
thing. That's not the same thing.
Oh,
That's
okay.
something else.
I'm sorry,
Anyway.
guys. I do swear.
We have some questions.
Okay, go.
Okay, Buyukasi on YouTube wants to know, where did you buy the strap from? I would like to use it as webbing for my pants.
This strap.
Yeah.
This. I've previously explained that I have a cupboard full of
Backups and extras and
thingies, and if I see something I like, even if I don't have a project, I buy a meter or two, and some of them I've had stuff from school, literally from school. So I cannot tell you. I have since then searched for it, and I have not been able to find it. If my suppliers don't have it, if I ever find it, I will have it for sale because I love these.
We have some more questions. Sorry, I'm just typing something. Okay. What is Anita Asad on YouTube wants to know what is the best needle size to use when sewing multiple thick layers?
I've said this many times. The needle goes with the fabric. Okay? So firstly, you should have a needle that matches the fabric you're sewing. So if it's silk, you're going to be sewing silk. If it's jeans, you're going to have a jeans needle. I find that I really go off my 80-12 size, which is sort of the middle size needle. So stretch 80-12, stretch you can go thinner 70-10, but mostly I sew with an 80-12 universal stretch, jersey, or the other needle that I use a lot is Microtex. Used to be the old shops.
Lynn is there. Lynn asks on Instagram.
I was gonna say wait. I was gonna say something, not a question.
Oh.
Guys,
Okay.
I've posted a link to the 𝐓𝐷𝐀𝐃 PDF. It explains what all the needles do and the sizes and the things.
Yeah.
So just check the chat. I've posted it.
It's basically this little book. And unfortunately, I wish I could give everyone a little book that buys needles from me. But as you can see, I have 1,000 needles and 2 little books. That is my.
So Amanda's one and a
That is
backpack.
my allocation of little books for buying thousands of needles.
Go ahead.
So Lynn's on Instagram because it's the oldest question. Is there a trick to a walking foot? I keep getting skipped stitches with Cerulon thread. She puts in brackets because she knows.
No, there's no trick to walking feet. What? No, no. You don't. If you don't get skipped stitches without the walking foot, that's very strange. I've never had that. I've never heard that.
My instinct is saying the walking foot's broken.
No, how can it be broken?
If it doesn't work with anything else.
The foot doesn't make is never the reason for skipped stitches. Skipped stitches could be a bad needle, the wrong needle, or as she said, the wrong thread, or wrong threading. Okay, so my suggestion is always. I had someone actually contact me. I think it's Lundy. She might be on here tonight.
Is it someone I referred to you? Because then I also spoke to her. I gave her some advice first. Is it someone who asked you about skipped stitches?
Yes.
Yes, so I chatted to her on WhatsApp and gave her advice first. Then she didn't find my advice useful, and then she went to Amanda.
Okay, so let me tell you something about machines. Okay, so when you come to me or to a technician and you tell them the machine is doing this, this, and this, the first thing he will do, and I will do, is I will take my Cerulon. I know, Lynn, I know you said you had that already. I will put my Cerulon in here. I will wind a new bobbin. I won't use the bobbin that's in the machine, even if it looks right. I will wind a new bit of bobbin, making sure my winding is perfect. And then I will insert that, and I will take care to rethread it. Even though I think I know everything, I will rethread it completely. Okay? That alone solves about 70% of skip stitches problems. Okay, so the next thing, if that does not work, is change your needle. Okay, why change your needle? Firstly, because sometimes you can't remember. Nay, I'm not allowed to hit the table. Sometimes you can't remember when last you changed your needle, or you can't actually remember what needle is in your machine. So that's a good time to have, if you look in your little smudge guide, right at the beginning, Is it in this guide? Might be actually better on the. Okay, no, no, there it is. Okay, in your little smudge guide, you will have the little indicator. So if I take out that needle, and I always use smudge, so I know that's going to be a smudge color. So let's get a needle so I can show you. I have needles.
Oh, you're gonna have to show it on the tiny
I
cam.
will. And
Did you just see what just happened?
what has happened? Wait.
I don't know, the screen flashed. I'm gonna assume nothing bad is happening.
Okay. Funny enough,
Guys,
we shall-
if you've asked a question and we haven't gotten to it, we will get to it. I'm keeping track of all the questions, don't worry.
I can't find my needles now. I shall find them for next time. Okay, so we're just gonna go with this one. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because I can obviously read the packaging. Okay, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but I'm gonna get as close as I can. Tell me if I'm in the picture with a needle, Lise.
You have to go further away because it's blurry.
Okay, can you see those two lines? So there's a dark purple line and then there is a blue line on this needle.
Go a little lower, but yeah, they can see.
Okay, so on this side, can you see? It's the needle type, which is the top one. So needle type, purple is Microtex.
Go a little lower. Sorry. Yes.
Okay, purple on top, like that yellow. Purple on top, it's a Microtex needle. Color on the bottom is the size of the needle. So this is a 90/40 needle. Okay, so if you're struggling to find the size of your needle, but I am one of those that if my machine gives issues, I just put in a new needle. Unless I put a new needle in an hour ago. But I don't think in hours when it's needles. I can normally hear when a needle's dull, or your machine shows you when the needle's not lekker. So change the needle. Make sure that the needle fits the fabric. Okay? So if you are sewing stretch, you will have a stretch needle in. If you are sewing jersey, you will have a jersey needle in. A jersey needle was the old ballpoint needles. Okay, so it has a round point. So then when it goes through knitted or jersey fabric is a fabric that looks like when you're normally knitting. And that is all woven or knitted with one thread. So if you break one of the threads, that's when the run happen. Run. It's such a bad expression. A ladder. We in Afrikaans is it jou kous leer. So it's like a run in your stocking,
but not a real tear.
Yeah, it's like a run in your stocking. That is if you break one of the threads. So that's why when we sew anything that is knitted, you'll see if you look close, it has little knitted stuff. Then you sew with a ballpoint needle. Okay, so if you have changed your thread to Cerolon or better, ne? So more than 25 Rand, Zwiggy, Gutermann, any of those, perfect, fine. If you've changed your top and your bottom thread to a good thread, you have re-threaded your machine, you have replaced your needle, and listen to this, you have made sure that when you replace your needle, that it is as high up in its little hole as it can be when you tighten it. Because that, even if it's just a millimeter too low, that also causes skipped stitches, okay? So what I always do is I take the needle like this on my nail and I hold it while I'm tightening. Okay, you get a little tool for that. I actually think I have some of them. It's a little brother tool. I'll go fetch one just now. Okay. And now we're going to test the machine. When we test the machine, we do not test on stretch. We do not test on knits. We test on plain vanilla cotton. I'm not allowed to do that. Stop doing that.
You are shaking the camera.
It doesn't matter. Everything is so professional. We have to screw up a little bit. Anyway, okay. So you're going to take normal double piece of cotton or woven fabric. and you're gonna sew normal straight stitches. If your machine doesn't skip then, there's something else wrong. Okay, so then it could be that your walking foot is not attached properly. I've never had that, so it's very strange. I've never heard of that. It could be that the timing of your machine is out, and that can only be fixed by a technician. All right, but Lynn, I'm trying to think, don't you have a new machine? I'm sure she has.
She says she'll try a needle change, and also you did say stretch needles are best to put in the overlocker, hey?
In the overlocker, needles match your fabric. I'm going to say it again. Okay? So if you sew a lot of stretch on your overlocker, then stretch is fine, because stretch can sew on normal fabric also, or wovens. If you're doing like silk or something like that, I would use a Microtex or a Sharp, which is now called a Microtex. Yeah. Sorry.
She says, yeah, it's the A150 bought in August.
Yeah, so I cannot think that you have issues.
Okay, next question.
Is your foot down on thick fabrics? That happens, Lynn, that you forget to put your foot down. I know that sounds funny. It happens because and the machine won't, if it's only slightly engaged, it won't necessarily warn you. So
Okay.
check that also. Okay, next.
Saskia Hazard on YouTube wants to know, what is a French ruler used for?
French curve. I don't use them. I don't know actually. We had them. Did I have one when I was studying? I didn't have one. No. Okay. So I never had. I had these. You know those weird French curves. Those that I had those, but I used them for technical drawing. There's a specific pattern making that people use a French curve with. If you look, I don't have a So Easy pattern. No, I don't. If you go Google the So Easy French curve, on the back of that ruler, there's actually quite a few pictures of how to use the ruler. But I've never used the French curve. I always tell the story that my second year we had what's an instant teacher?
A substitute
A
teacher.
substitute teacher, really very fast and very rude, and you felt just stupid all day long. And she didn't wait. Nobody could ask questions. It was just absolute chaos. Anyway, and she would, every time we would pick up a ruler to draw a curve with, she'd tell us, stop using rulers. You cannot take rulers everywhere with you. You need to learn how to draw the curves. So that's what I was told. So I draw all my curves. I don't use any curvy ruler. The only ruler I use is this one. Okay? And I use the Italian pattern making method to actually draw my patterns, even though I did study the metric pattern making. So I'm not gonna really be able to help you, but they use it to draw the arm curve, I know, and the hip curve and things like that, but I don't use it, so I don't know.
Okay, Pot Full of Ego says we need to hear some story times about your sewing experience. Maybe we should do that as like an introduction to next week's live stream. Like we spend 10 minutes on story time.
Yeah, we can do that.
So if you can think.
Remember that I tell you about my first pattern test, because I don't know, many of you might not know, but actually next year would be 10 years since I studied fashion design. I have always sewn, and at what would I be?
40-ish.
At 36. 46. At 46, I actually went and studied fashion design full time for 3 years.
Okay. A lot of people saying they're excited about the ham and ironing boards. And
I'm excited. I worked on this. It felt like forever.
Pot Full of Ego says, I noticed that you might not be back stitching on your machine. Am I missing something?
No.
Oh, I know the answer to that
Yes. Okay, so
one. The machine does it automatically because
I backstitch, I
Fancy.
start and end, but my machine does it automatically. And it cuts off the thread. I don't know if you saw that.
Deborah Moldenhauer says, I love your videos. Deborah, we appreciate you.
I love my
We
videos
love you.
too. I've actually never watched one of my videos.
I watch them every time. Okay, do you have a seam roll as well, Amanda? Oh, here we go.
Voila.
Here we go.
We have seam rolls. We've got the fabric. We've got everything else. We were just focused on the hams because I have someone who makes them by hand for me. So the next project, we've got a few, can you see a few Taylor's hams in stock. The next project, which will probably be next week, we will be sewing these.
Okay, guys, if you have questions and you're still waiting for us, we are getting to them. Sorry, we're a little behind.
Yeah, it's about 10 minutes more because Lisa has a date night.
Madeleine Meyer asks, do you do quilting? I want to learn quilting. And she loves the small iron, so you can just somehow plug it. Do you know what that means?
No.
Promo.
Copy paste here from last week.
we should have one of those
Like-
little thingies that
like
pop up.
Pops up. And I do like those TV ads. And here, only for today, we have the Prim Mini Steam Iron. It is a small wonder work. Wonder work? What's the one of that?
Oh, Wonder Work.
Okay, so the
Something
Mini
like
Iron is a product by Prim. Prim is a very good sewing brand. It is, I've actually switched it off, so I'm sorry that it's, or is it off? Is it on? Yeah, I'm just scared to switch anything. It's
No,
not on.
rather.
I've switched off the computer already. It has a steam function. It gets quite hot, so it really works like, I don't know, it just works. It has a little water tank, and it's just lovely. It's just the best thing ever. Ever.
And then for the second question, which was, do you do quilting? Yes, she does do quilting, and here's an idea. Maybe one day, not now because I'm leaving in 2 weeks. Maybe while I'm here. Maybe next time I'm done, we should do a quilt with me, like long stream, like a 3-hour stream or 6-hour stream, where we do a quilt with me.
But when am I going to smoke?
You can smoke on the
I can't do 3 hours with no smoke.
No,
2
you can
hours is
smoke on
taking-
it, so we make it super casual. We don't save
Yes,
it afterwards.
guys, you
It's
know
just
what we
chit chat
really-
quilt with me day.
I'll
How
show
cool
you.
would that be?
Quilting is very
Or
easy.
we can even invite 1 or 2 Cape Town people and say, come, let's do a quilt with me, and we
Yes.
have everyone in the
Stitch
stream.
and-
Beach.
Am I allowed to say that word?
You can't say any words.
Okay, listen, guys. We actually want to ask you this. We want to start looking at meetups, but we can obviously not go to Volwater and Pitsonnewater and all the waters out there. We can't go there, but we are thinking of doing maybe 3
Cape
or 4
Town,
big provinces.
Pretoria.
Well, we can do Cape Town and
Durban.
Pretoria definitely. So, but we want to do meetups. Would that be something, even if it's just for a chat? We don't have to sew. I can do a quick tutorial, or I can do a Q&A like now, or you can bring the stuff that you're struggling with and I can help you with that. But is that something you guys would be interested in? If yes, just
So far we have 4 yeses on
Okay.
YouTube.
type the area you're in.
Yeah.
Or the closest big
7 yeses on YouTube.
city like Joburg, Pretoria, Cape Town, I don't know, Knysna or Plate. No, not Plate.
No. Oh, well, I could
maybe
do plate.
We can do George or Knysna or Mossel Bay. We could do.
Go on a sewing road trip. But it will be more chatty than we all sitting there with sewing machines.
Yeah, no,
Because
I
it's
don't
just
think-
impractical.
It's not impractical. It's something we can also do. But I was thinking of just doing like the WhatsApps. Have a group get together where you bring stuff that you've made and you show me, because I love seeing stuff that's handmade. I can also, I was watching. I'm getting into customizing sneakers just for a hobby and for myself. I always have to have a hobby, and this hobby is
No, not the
work.
hobby anymore.
Yeah, well, it is still, but I mean, it's my work, so I need something completely different. And I was watching this guy's YouTube the other day, and what he does is he has people. It was so cool. He has people who are new at customizing send in their shoes that they've customized, and then he goes through it, but not in a I'm gonna rip it apart way. He goes and he picks up the things that they did well, and then he would say like things like, next time I think use
this 𝐓𝐷𝐾𝐒 instead of that 𝐓𝐷𝐾𝐒.
We could do things like that at this meetup, or we could just sit and drink wine or coffee and chat the day away.
People are super keen.
Is it?
Yes,
I'm
we've
also
got
keen.
We've got Cape Town, Joburg, Pretoria. Let me just have a quick
That's
look.
good. We can do Cape Town, Joburg, and Pretoria
Yeah.
first,
So we've got
because
the big
that
ones
is
first.
possible. That is possible. KZN, I'm afraid I have once been there. Many years.
You can go visit my flatmate.
I was a child when I was last in KZN.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay,
More
cool.
questions. Keep
Five
letting
minutes.
us know if you guys are keen on the meetup, and answer the poll on YouTube. I don't know if you guys see it immediately, but I thought I'd tell you. There's a poll on YouTube. Go answer it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us what you would like to do at the meetup.
Yes.
Would you like to actually physically have tables and you bring your machine and we sew together? Would you just like to
talk?
whine and bitch? Would you like me to look at your work? Would you like me to do a tutorial? Would you whatever you would like from something like that?
Okay. Any tips for making sure your machine is running good? I don't know about oil.
We've had this before also. So listen to me very carefully. Guys, and also don't let other people talk you into other threads. Ceralon or better. 25 Rand. I actually saw them for 22 Rand somewhere the other day, but they only had a few colors. 25 Rand or more, otherwise you are buying bad thread. Doesn't matter if the person tells you it's called D&G and it sounds like it's Dolce & Gabbana thread. No. Okay. What was the question?
What was the question? Tips
oh,
on,
the machine.
tips on
Okay.
your-
Something else has come up on one of our groups. Please, people, do not oil your machine if it doesn't say in the book, in the manual, that you should oil it. This machine, any machine, I would say, at least the last 10 years, they are dry running. They do not need oil. The oil and the grease and the stuff that keeps the motor lubricated is very special stuff. Okay? And it will only be done by a technician, a service technician. You will also notice that on the new machines, it does not have oil nipples. And let me just explain that. That's what it's called. It used to have a little hole where you would drop the oil in. Okay? Please do not oil your machine unless the book states it implicitly. Explicitly.
Okay, the Pro Mini Iron is good example of dynamite comes in small packages.
Absolutely. Olaf is the best.
Meetup, Cape Town. She is in Vredendal, but she'll come to Cape Town. I think. Oh no, she is in Vredendal. She doesn't think she'll come to Cape Town, but I'm telling her she should come to Cape Town. We could sew along, question and answer, chatting. And I think someone on Instagram said we should keep it quite informal and people want to sew can sew.
Yes. The
Bring
thing is,
projects,
one has to
yeah.
organize the space. So if it's just going to be chatting, it could be a restaurant. If we want to actually physically want to sew, it needs to be like a hall with tables, which is a little bit more sort of classroomy.
Okay, any questions
All
on
right.
Instagram?
Any more?
No,
Anything
no,
else?
I saw some stuff on
And I didn't
Instagram.
see them.
Okay, let me just check.
Okay, Lisa's
Sorry.
gonna go quickly through Instagram. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. You do not know what this means to us. Every single word you say on our feed, on any of these streams, makes the biggest difference to us. No, it's not even
But
about the algorithm.
I misunderstood what you were saying.
Lisa is on the algorithm, and yes, please, guys, just put a full stop or a question mark
Or a poop emoji.
or poop emoji. Every click you click while we are live or on Instagram makes a big difference. It's money we don't have to spend on advertising. I know that sounds funny, but the more you like it, the more Instagram and everyone actually shows it to other people for free. Okay,
Yes.
I'm sorry, that was my bit, but I do want to say that the support from you guys have been absolutely amazing. I have never
Insane.
I've never felt this positive about my hobby and my passion as I do since I started this business. I always felt like I was the only one who sewed. Nobody sews. A coronavirus has done one amazing thing for the hobby sewing and all creatives, is we all went back and sat down and thought, how are we going to keep ourselves busy? We need to do something. And so many people have started sewing, knitting, crocheting, any craft, just to keep themselves busy. And guys, you got to spread the word. You got to tell people how amazing it is and how easy it is to start. Because people out there, I think they see a wedding dress and they think, I could never make that. You never have to make that. You could just make pillows and tablecloths for the rest of your life. It's okay. But honestly, thank you for your support.
Because
guys
business
have
is
been
like
amazing.
about a year old now.
Yeah,
Like it's
no,
been a year
yes.
of fun community building.
It
Really,
has been.
like
I
it's
think May
so
month will be 1
crazy.
year.
Yeah,
1 year since the Insta and everything
yes,
started.
that's probably that's
Yes.
like soon.
Yeah.
But like if you guys have been longing for that community feeling and for like you go home every night and your husband is there and he's just slouching on the couch and you're like, husband, I made this thing, and he's like,
Yeah,
whatever. There's people like you who are super into this stuff. Like they're super into it. So join our WhatsApp groups. The WhatsApp groups are so much fun if you're into sewing.
If sewing's
Like-
your thing, yeah, absolutely.
Highly recommend, and I'll
Yes.
just say the link again: www.fabric8.co.za/insta-link.
Any
So
more
definitely go check it out.
Because
Okay,
we're in
what
the
is
last
that
few
new
minutes.
Taylor's Ruder Italian pattern making thing you have on the website under new?
Okay, so I used to teach pattern making, and I use the Italian pattern making system for my pattern making because it's just so easy and so simple. If Pamela is here, Pamela is one of my students. She did it, and many of my students did Italian pattern making. I am scared to say this, but we do have a future plan for that. So, guys, I
For
have
what?
for Italian pattern making. We do have a future plan, but it's gonna be towards the end of the year, beginning next year, because we are just now figuring out this type of life. So, there's also some implications and I don't know. I need to actually figure out if I actually can do it, because the IP is not mine.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm still working on that, but there is definitely plans for it, and yeah, you can teach yourself how to do Italian pattern making. There isn't anyone on the internet really who does it, because I searched for years. But as I said, there is future plans for it. So many people who have studied fashion design, they all sort of know how to use the Italian pattern maker. Yes.
So Lynn said, Matthew, please hit the pause button. We haven't picked on you in a while.
No, she said I did it.
Oh, he did hit the pause button.
Ah,
Well
that's
done.
the
Maybe if Lisa didn't make me sit here next to her, I could have watched the stream more
I
carefully.
made him nothing. I'm just doing one quick still. Ashley Bell says our meetup could be a Tupperware party.
I have someone. I have a Tupperware girl. And she was one of my students, so she could stitch and bitch with us.
We got some very
We
cute
need someone with sex
messages.
toys.
Oh my word. I am not allowed to call the
I
camera
am
the
just
only
a
fan
joking.
cam, but she's allowed to say.
Cuddly fuddly toys? What toys?
Cuddly fuddly toys.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't think there's more questions. I don't see any more questions.
Okay,
I don't know
guys.
if I missed you guys.
We have a very, very nice pattern for next week. I sincerely hope that you
Pamela says your pattern making course is the best thing she's ever done.
There we go. There we go. Okay, so as I said, I have a plan, please. I don't know when it's going to happen. We are literally working day and night. No, not night. But I don't sleep. I might as well freaking work at night also. Anyway, so guys, Lisa and Matthew has a date night tonight. So I told them they could go because we're going to finish early because the tutorial was short. The pattern for next week, very cool. Very cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Why don't you want to tell them? I don't know. I feel like the
It's a
people
backpack.
on here.
It's my own design backpack. Okay, you got it out of me. You pulled it out of me. It
If
is
I
a
must.
backpack, and it's my backpack, and I used to sell the pattern for $90, and you will be getting it free. I'm
And
not
it's a
allowed to eat the
secret.
table.
So don't now go and tell the WhatsApp group because I said so. So it's a secret. You guys know, but you can't tell.
Yes.
And we're going to try and get the pattern up a little bit earlier than usual for you guys. But it will definitely be up by 5 p.m. next Tuesday.
It's bound to be up by then.
Yes.
Okay, and if you guys are going away for the weekend, enjoy your Easter weekend. I'm going away for a day or two, and then I'm coming back again. If you and I'm honest, we're gonna be there.
Yes.
See you there. I'm gonna be there Friday, Saturday.
She'll be the
Sunday
one with
morning.
the green hair.
Yeah, I'm the. Yes, I might be the only one with green hair. But yeah.
Just one last thing from me. While you guys are still here, please leave us a like, leave a comment, leave a share.
Watch till the end.
Oh, also,
Watch
I've got
till the
some
end.
magical
Lisa's got
stuff.
some magic that's gonna happen.
I've got magical stuff that ends off this video on
Like,
on
what,
Facebook
what?
and on YouTube.
Insta. Hot.
But Insta
hot,
won't
hot.
see it. Shame. But leave us hearts anyway. You're gonna see some magical stuff happening. Leave us a like, leave us a comment. Share this with your Oma and with your Opa. Like, come on guys, thank you.
Okay, see you next week.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.